Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, thank you for tuning in once again to satisfy your itch for the Switch It Up Show. My name is Glenn, and I am joined, of course, by my wonderful co-host, Mr. Seth Trav.
How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well, my man. How about yourself?
I am ready for the latest expansion-packed episode, because we're talking about two great games today. One a little spooky, and the other one oddly reminiscent of a Marvel character.
Ooh, I'm interested to check that out, my man. But, I chose the spooky game because, as I'm sure many of you know, out there in the podcast land, we are doing Years for Fears here on the Preach Network, where we are reviewing a different horror movie every single day, all month long, in celebration of your 31 years on this earth.
It's very true. I am a dry-aged hipster.
That is it, my man. And you know what? Just to get this, since you're dry-aged, we're going to season this episode just right by letting these sweet beats ride. Anna Managuchi, my friend.
That's right. That's right, man.
Do believe
every time we let it play for a good while, I always wish that we were doing the video recording of this, because we always acted out a bunch.
Oh, it's so good, though. It's so good. And speaking of something that is so good, I'm going to roll right on into Rest in Pieces, which is available right now on the Nintendo eShop for the low price of $7.99. This is a really cool, unique game. I get into this. This is addictive. Let me go ahead and hit you with a little bit of the synopsis here. Swing fragile porcelain figures through horrid nightmares without breaking. Please save all the poor souls that have been trapped in the Dream Demon's porcelain nightmares. Awake little Georgiana from her evil clown dream, weaved of her worst fears. Help a drunken pirate, Jack Parrot, to vanquish the horrible sea monster Kraken. Save Father Lugosi from Count Dracula's bloodthirsty fangs. Rest in Pieces includes many souls to save and several frightening nightmares to awaken from. Kill bosses to wake them up. Collect gems and unlock new figurines. Each figurine has unique characteristics. Save all 18 souls and oh my god, I'm dying here. I am dying. These monsters have taken over. They have permeated my body. They don't want me to tell you about this game, but I'm telling you right now, nothing is going to stop me from letting you know about Rest in Pieces. Now, you're going to save all 18 souls, unlock 6 deadly nightmares. The objective here is to swing fragile porcelain figures through these nightmares without smashing them into anything. It is easy to learn, but only the most skilled players will manage to save them all. It is an arcade action other platformer. Other, yes. They say it's supported in TV, tabletop, and handheld mode, like every Switch game that there is. I don't know why.
Just about when it's not handheld mode anymore, I get a little upset.
I don't blame you, man. I want to lay down, fire up this game, relax in my bed, and just play and just play.
Mm-hmm. That's the dream. That's what I've waited for most of my life.
Well, that might be the dream, but Rest in Pieces is full of nightmares. All right, and in I'm on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. This is quality. You normally need to pay for this level of podcast. So basically, in this one, very much similar to what the description is, every one of the different characters here that you're trying to save is essentially like a porcelain ornament. And what you're doing is you're going through this level. It's almost like an F-Zero type of course. And there's these different obstacles that pop up as you're going. You can kind of see them, and there is like a vapor shadow that is showing you the correct path. And this ornament is on like a string or maybe a piece of tinsel, if you will. And it's not that shiny. It's more like a dull silver. And you swing it back and forth by pressing the left and right triggers, like the shoulder buttons on the Switch. L and R, to put it another way, and you avoid the different obstacles in order to make it through. There are usually 3 checkpoints throughout the level, and if you make it to the final checkpoint, you beat the boss, and you move on, and you unlock the next figurine. And each figurine controls a little bit differently. Some are a little bigger than others, some are heavier, so they respond differently as you're swinging them. What's interesting about this is when you beat one of the levels, you don't necessarily unlock the next one. You have to buy it with the gems. So scattered throughout the level are these different gems that you have to collect. And if you don't have enough gems, you can't unlock the next level. And of course, if you die at a certain spot in one of the levels, it prompts you, and it says, "Would you like to continue here from where you left off in exchange for X amount of gems?" And if you say yes, you'll immediately kind of respawn. It'll give you a few seconds of invincibility, and then you'll be back in the game. But the problem with this is that they don't really. I mean, I guess if you scrolled through, you'd be able to discern that you need the gems in order to unlock the next players. But to be honest, I thought the whole idea of this game was so cool and the artwork looked so awesome, I just jumped right into it. So I wasn't aware of that immediately. And of course, when it came time for me to unlock the next level, I didn't have enough gems. So I had to go back and play the first level a couple more times so I could get some more gems and unlock the following levels, which is fine because the game's fun, super creepy, but just something to be aware of. Like, the gems are the currency in which you use to kind of respawn from different checkpoints and also progress throughout the game. So it's not like you see the gems and you're like, I don't really need those. Yes, you do. You do need those. So make sure that if you're playing this game that you're going through and you're collecting the gems and you're not just breezing by it, because if you don't do that, you won't be able to have the gems to unlock the different levels. And the levels are super cool, so you're definitely going to want to make sure that you're collecting all these gems so you can get the full experience of the game. That being said, the game itself, I think the graphics are awesome. I think this is a really cool and unique type of setup for a game, even though it's really more of just I don't know, I guess it's almost like an on rails. It's not a shooter, but you can't really go anywhere aside from left and right. So it's like this interesting mix of different gameplay. It's like F-Zero meets like an endless runner.
Okay.
Because you're going straight ahead. It's almost like if you've played Destiny.
Crash Bandicoot levels, maybe?
I haven't actually played Crash Bandicoot.
Oh my God, Wall?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I grew up on like Sonic the Hedgehog. So
that's fine.
But actually, it's kind of like that special stage in Sonic where you're running in Sonic 2, where you're running through the tube and you have to collect all the different like blue and red balls that are on the that are on the sides, like that half pipe level. It's just like that.
Chaos Emeralds,
Absolutely, it's just like that, just creepy. But this game's fun. I had a great time with it. Love the atmosphere. The controls feel good, and it's got that addictive feeling that makes you want to keep playing it. It's not so hard, that it makes you frustrated, but like it's just hard enough that you want to like play that level again. You might get a little perturbed, if you crack it. But it's so, I'm telling you, if you just nip the side of one of these like rocks, like your whole porcelain thing just shatters. It's brutal. But it's a lot of fun. Rest in Pieces, $7.99 on the Nintendo eShop. Easily, my man. Easily a 4.5 for sure.
4.5.
Great game, man. Great game.
Okay.
Great game.
High praise.
Oh yeah. Really
Rest
good.
in Pieces.
Rest in Pieces.
I've got a bit of a mixed feel for this one. It's Rimelands Hammer of Thor. It is $7.99, and you get 48 gold coins when you purchase it digitally. Rimelands Hammer of Thor is a turn-based RPG set in a unique world where steampunk meets Norse mythology. You're Rose Christo, a young treasure hunter on a quest to unveil a mystery behind a new enemy that arrives up into your world. On your way, you uncover a truth about your heritage and stop the threat that could destroy the world. As fantasy and technology coexist, you can use spells, melee weapons like swords, and also newer inventions such as pistols. There are 3 skill trees corresponding to these types of combat: Barbarian, Assassin, and Shaman. The fighting system is based on the roll of a dice. Each turn, you and your enemy roll, and power of attack depend on what you draw. Every dice got attack side, double attack, defend, and an enemy slot. It's a simple mechanic, but also deep, with the addition of bonuses from equipment and skills. It features adventure in a fantasy world where magic exists next to technology powered by Steam. Intriguing and unpredictable plot, a turn-based fighting system with simple but deep mechanics, 3 skill trees, a crafting system that lets you create powerful equipment. It's by our good friends over at Cubic Games and K-Live Games. So, I don't know if this is a series of games, the Rimelands. I want to say that it is because it's got the hyphen Hammer of Thor. But it might not be. This is the first entry in Rimelands, it's very unique in that it uses the dice mechanic, but that's also its biggest downfall. Before I get more into that, I want to tell you that it is a very interesting story. Very, very interesting, and I love the atmosphere. It plays almost exactly like a Gauntlet Legends, a Diablo, that very dungeon crawler, top-down 3D-ish. As I said, the music, it's pretty good. I feel like I had some sound issues every now and then while I was playing it, which was very bizarre. And then I did enjoy the atmosphere. Overall, it is very dark, but it fits, I want to say. It is dungeon crawling kind of stuff. And they have some, like I said, very fun environments. And the technology tree is pretty easy to understand, as well as get your upgrades, things like that. My biggest problem with it, though, is the actual mechanic of this dice roll system. They don't really do the best job of explaining to you what each side of the die represents, so you're left kind of having to figure it out. I think that you can choose to roll a dice again. I know that you can do it, but I don't know exactly what symbol it is, what it's taking to do this dice roll. It's hard for me to understand exactly what's affecting what with this mechanic. And I feel like the game would have worked much, much better if it was just more of a straight-up dungeon crawler, like it was just sort of a Diablo-ish type game, which it is, but not enough with this dice roll unique mechanic that it employs. All that being said, I feel like I have to give this game a 3.5 out of 5. And again, it's because the main mechanic and the thing that they try to base the whole thing around, it's not that fun. It's more annoying, I think, than anything. So, it's a shame because the story is there, and it's definitely, I really did enjoy the story, but just not for me altogether.
Hey man, if the game itself isn't fun, then that's a problem.
It is, and it's hard because when you're so interested in a story and the environments that you're in, it's like I want to know more, but I just don't want to have to play it myself. And if you ever feel that way, you can check out our gameplay videos over on YouTube /Preach Network.
Absolutely, my man. There are a ton of different games on there. Pretty much, maybe not everything we play here on the Switch It Up show is there gameplay footage for, but I would definitely say the lion's share. So many different videos for you to go through and watch, and the most wonderful thing about that YouTube channel, hosted of course by Mr. Setrav himself, is that if things ever get boring, there are so many videos you can always switch it up.